So yes, another thing that Posy's learning that Nini doesn't have to worry about yet is the half halt. And that's another hugely useful little tool that's probably mostly not practiced enough or not really understood. And the half halt is just a little way of getting the horse's attention back onto the rider and preparing it for something, if it's only just, in this case, to walk along towards home in a more relaxed fashion. So every time she goes to speed up, she hadn't got a clue what the half halt was initially, but she's beginning to understand. And so yes, we regularly like to half halt, but the horse needs to understand forwardness before you bring in the half halt. That's critical. So for Nini, who's learning to go forward, it's not really appropriate. Look at that dear little face. She says, I've had a great time. Yeah, she's looking really, really well, and by the time next summer comes, she'll really have grown into her frame. Come on, Miss Nosy Parker. This one was the nosiest horse I think I've ever ridden. Head was everywhere. Oh, let's look down there. Oh, what's that over there? Oh, look at over there. Oh, so that's no longer allowed. But again, it's a question of having the horse's attention, because if the horse is busy looking at something in the distance or to one side or whatever, they're not listening to the rider, and you haven't really got them. So yes, when I'm on Jupiter, I can give him all these pats and strokes, and I can cuddle him, and he absolutely loves it. Absolutely loves it. But we're not there yet with this one. Gloves on, and then my hands are getting really cold now. The trouble is, I can't have my gloves on with the camera because you can't feel the buttons. Right, okay, is there a little trot in Nini? That was a beautiful step up into trot, just beautiful, and it really came from behind. Now Posy says, can we walk? Yeah, you can do. I don't think Nini's that keen to trot, is she? No. Well, have I run out of things to say? Oh, have we got another car? No. So I don't generally run out of things to say. Oh, this is what I was going to say on one of the Della clips. I said I'll come back to this, and I never did. I forgot. But on this Numna, we've got down here the parts that clip onto the girth straps, the Velcro, and I usually like to have them exposed at the top, because then I can wrench the Velcro off. I haven't done it on this mare. But I like to do it on the horses so that they get the sound of the Velcro as they're riding along. Oh, she doesn't mind. I didn't think she would. But, so, yes, I like to just rip it like this. For those horses that are a bit frightened of the rider, the Irish horses often don't like that sound. Not just the Irish horses, but traditionally they don't. So that is something that I like to do. Go. to try it with Nini next. Oh, we're just going to stand here a moment. Whoa. Good girl. Very good. Yeah, good girl. Very quiet, isn't it? Beautiful and quiet. Right, let's have your attention. Yeah, attention without walking off. Attention without walking off. Right, okay. Oh, not the vehicle. Yeah, good girl, Nini. Right, walking on. Oh, one time she would have shot backwards or sideways, but now she's getting better. She would just stand there, generally, if there's a little bit of a distance between her and the van. So yeah, she's getting better, a lot better. So on the way home, ideally the horse will walk out on the way home at the same pace as going out, but I often find with horses that, you know, have been ridden for years by other people, that they are very onward on the way home. I mean, obviously that's not so with Nini because we've had her from the beginning, but certainly for Posy, you know, it was get home as fast as possible. She's come round much quicker than Jupiter about all that, so we're slowing her down all the time. One of the big ways that we use to, or I use to keep them steadier on the way back is to have my leg right round them, because on the way out they can need quite a lot of leg, you know, to keep them going, unless they're very stressy horses. But on the way back she have a little trot to the gap. But on the way back, you know, they can be hypersensitive to the leg, and the tiniest little bit of leg, and they can decide that that means trot. So the best way to have a horse who is lacking in anticipation, because that's not nice, is to have that leg there all the time. Because a horse that doesn't accept the leg and is running away from the leg is never truly with you, and isn't a particularly nice ride. Now, you've got to just come up a little bit. Yes, there we are.